I guess we're going to find out how good the stabilization is on my phone camera today. I'm in the old camper van, as you may have noticed, and today I've got to take the dogs out to the vet, and our vet is about a 30-minute drive from us. But when I got together with my wife and we got our first dog, this was the vet that her family had used, and she said they're awesome. And she's right, they're the best. When my American Bulldog Chickpea, when it came to the end of her life last October, she passed away from dementia, and it got really bad on a Friday night, late, like through the night, middle of the night, and I managed to hang on until the morning with Chickpea. It was awful. I don't want to get into it now, but yeah, it was a pretty rough night. My dog just kind of lost her mind. It was awful. And I texted my vet in the morning. This is on a Saturday, they're closed, and my vet said, come on in, I'm going to help you. So I almost consider my vet a friend in a way. Not that we've gone out for a cup of coffee or anything, but she's a wonderful human being, and I'm glad that she's my vet, and I'm glad to have known her. And I will miss her when our dogs, when Ollie and Penny finally do pass away and I don't need to go to a vet anymore. I'm going to miss her. It's weird to say about your vet, but I mean, she's been in my life for 12 years now. So I was listening to an episode of Star Talk, which is Neil deGrasse Tyson's podcast, and he was doing this little short form podcast on getting old. He had been thinking a lot about getting old, and he was talking about what it meant to him and his feelings around it. And then it got me thinking about what it means to get older. And I'll be 52. It's the very end of March. It's the last day of March today. Tomorrow is April 1st. And all my parents, my dad and I are born on the same day in April, and my mom is also born in April. So all three of us are in April, and I'll be 52 in April. And I honestly did not think about my age. I'm not kidding. People, my friends used to, I'm getting older, man. I never thought about my age until about 45. I never had a single gray hair in my beard until I was about 45. My physical prowess as an athlete, as a skateboarder, didn't diminish at all until I was about 45. I didn't really start dealing with chronic injuries until about 45. So you're seeing the pattern here. And I do consider myself very lucky that I made it that far without really noticing my age, right? Then I started to notice, like, hey man, how come I'm getting freckles? And those aren't freckles, those are age spots. And I started to notice that my beard was getting a bit grayer, and I started to notice, the skin wasn't as tight as it used to be when I was young, and getting some like crow's feet, and like the skin damage, the sun damage from over the years is now starting to show, and these chronic injuries are popping up, and I'm getting tendonitis if I even look at doing a sport too long. And yeah, it's I'd like to say I've been trying to take it in stride, but I feel like my body just like a switch flipped, and boom, I was just like old. Like not old, but like middle age hit like overnight for me. It wasn't like I didn't ease into it. I kind of felt like I woke up and I had some wrinkles and gray hair in my beard, and I was sore and didn't have as much energy and couldn't skate as well. All like, it just felt like it happened overnight. And Neil was talking about how he was a wrestler when he was young and a dancer, and how he got asked to go on Dancing with the Stars, and he said no, because like he felt like that would be grasping at sort of his youth, right? That he wasn't as good of a dancer now as he was at his youth, so why would he do that when it would just feel like he wasn't, good enough, like he would be trying to relive the past in some way. And the other thing he talked about was how, once his physical capabilities started to diminish, he started to challenge his mind and got his PhD and just moved to a different area of fulfillment. And some of that really resonated with me. Over the last couple of years, I've really deeply gotten back into reading and learning. And when I read, I do read some novels, but not really that many. I prefer to read, I guess, what you would call reference books. So my favorite is a series from DK Books, and they produce this series called The Big Book of. And you can get the Big Book of Architecture, and the Big Book of Philosophy, and the Big Book of Chemistry, and so on, right? And I bought the whole series. There's like 30 in the series, and they're all around 350 pages, maybe 400 pages. And it's a fairly deep dive into this topic. I would say if you're really paying attention and reading, you could probably come out with like first year university understanding of whatever topic you're into, right? It's not a master's degree, but like I read the book on politics, and I really felt like I understood global politics, how the politics started, the major players throughout all of time, how politics have morphed, different political structures and systems around the world. And it really gave me a good understanding, and that's what I like about these books. It takes me about, on average, about 30 days to read one of these books, and I come out of it with a very deep understanding. And in the last 8-9 months, I've been really reading up on physical fitness, so anatomy, physiology, biology, energy systems, how our cardiovascular system functions, and just different. I have like 30 books on different types of exercises, from like HIIT training to plyometrics to classic strength training to calisthenics. And I'm, as I'm developing my career now as a fitness trainer, I'm really trying to broaden my scope of understanding of physiology, kinesiology, the human body, and exercise programming. So I really, that resonated with me, that I noticed as well as my physical prowess has slowly slipped through my fingers like sands through the hourglass. I've definitely shifted my focus. So the last 3 years, I've really shifted my focus to music. And I think that's because I'm spending a little less time being physically active, just because I need more recovery time as an athlete. Like I used to be able to go and skate literally for 6-7 hours straight. Like I could skate all day long. Now I go to the skate park, and like if I push it for an hour and a half, I am toast. I am limping. So I can't do physical activity as long as I used to, regardless of what it is. So I have found myself shifting my focus too. And the big thing I sort of thought about with aging is, like, it's a trade-off. As you get older, there's a bit of a trade-off. And I think you need to learn to accept that. Part of the trade-off is, yes, no matter what you do, well, okay, maybe if you're taking some sort of like anabolic assistance, maybe you can extend how long you can be strong, but even that is going to have, the body is finite, right? We all only live so long, and the body starts to decay. Muscles, no matter what you do, will start to lose power. So there's a trade-off there, that as you get older, you do lose your physical capabilities. But the trade-off there is, hopefully, if you've been paying attention in the world and trying to learn a little bit and improve yourself, you've become wiser. You've become more intelligent. You've started to see the way the world works. You've become emotionally mature. You understand relationships. You become a better partner, right? And it's indispensable to me. I'm in a better place now. I'm glad that I pushed my body to its absolute physical limits when I was younger and beyond. And I'm glad now that I still continue to push myself, but within reason, and that I spend more time now exercising my mind, right? Doing mind push-ups, right? Mind calisthenics. And I feel like I have a much better understanding of the world in general, from politics to finance. I've gotten much better with my own financial literacy. I've made investments in the last few years where I never had money set aside. I've just gotten a lot wiser in how life works, And, you know, the other trade-off is like, as you're losing physical prowess, you're losing your looks, right? I mean, we can't all be George Clooney, who just seems to get more handsome as he gets older, right? You're going to lose your physical capabilities. You're going to lose your looks. I look in the mirror now and I go, oh man, you look old. Like I looked at a picture of myself when I was 19 recently, and I thought, holy cow, did I really look that way? And here's something fun. So I actually uploaded a picture of myself currently and got Gemini AI, Google's AI, to make it into me at 80 years old. And I'll put that here. And I was shocked. And I sent it to a buddy of mine, and he said, well, at least you still got hair. And maybe, we'll see. I feel like my hair is thinning a little bit now, and my dad has thin hair, so as he got older, right? So, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's probably my future, right? It is for everybody. And it takes a bit of acceptance as you're getting older. You have to kind of go like, okay, I got a few age spots. Okay, I got a few salt and peppers coming into the beard. Oh, the hair's starting to thin. Oh, I'm a bit more sore all the time. Oh, I don't quite have the energy to do what I used to do anymore. But the trade-off can be that if, you've got to switch your focus to something different. And I'm 100 times better musician now than I was even a few years ago, because I've just put more time and effort into that and learning music theory and understanding how electronic music gets made. I got into making electronic music a few years ago, and so one of the questions I kind of asked myself is, would I want to go back to being young? And no, the answer is no. I wouldn't want to go in reverse. I don't want to be young again. Being young has a whole slew of problems. You're dumb as dirt. You have no idea how the world works, but you think you do. Which is the problem, right? You don't even know how dumb you are. Relationships don't make sense yet. They're very stressful. You feel this pressure to find a partner and get married, and what's my career going to be? And you want to party with your friends, and I had lots of great times, but that's in the past, and I have a lot of great memories from that. But I've accepted growing older. I've accepted my age. I'm still fighting against it. I mean, why do you think I go to the gym? Why do you think I wanted to become a fitness trainer? Because fitness is incredibly important to me. But that just means maintaining whatever level of fitness I can reasonably maintain for the age that I'm at, right? And I don't expect to be as physically strong or have the physical prowess or power that a 21-year-old male does. It's not going to happen. But all I can do is stay as fit as I can. But I would say I'm 1,000 times wiser than somebody in their 20s, right? Like, I've been through some stuff, and I've experienced some stuff, and relationships and marriage, and owned a home, and been on, traveled a little bit, and I'm just a wiser guy, So it's a trade-off, and I think we all need to accept that. And I think if you're not switching your focus, if you're not trying to better yourself as you get older, you're going to find it very unfulfilling. You're going to start to go, I'm getting older, and I don't look as good, and what am I doing with my life? And I think before that moment hits, before you get too old, you need to sort of see it coming on the horizon and start to make a change and start to decide where does my life go from here now that I'm not young, right? And I know I have friends in my past that I see on Facebook that are in their 50s, that are out at the bar every Friday night drinking it up. And that's great, man. If that's what makes you happy, then that's what makes you happy. But for me, that's something I did when I was younger. And at 50 years old, I don't want to be spending my Friday night out at a bar getting drunk. I want to be spending my life trying to be healthy and happy and improve myself on every level, emotionally, mentally, increasing my wiseness and understanding of the world. And I think even as you get older, you can still have a lot of meaning in your life, but I think the meaning should morph and shift as you get older, right? So I've made peace with getting older. I've accomplished all of the stuff physically I wanted to do when I was younger, and now I really have, I guess, what I would call a lot of intellectual goals, a lot of things I want to learn. I want to learn French. I want to start learning French this year, a new language, and really get into this career and build a career as a fitness trainer. There's always challenges and goals you can give yourself, and as long as you're modifying them as you get older, I think you can have a fulfilling life. And I don't think aging is something you have to be afraid of. I think growing old gracefully doesn't just mean growing old and still trying to look good. I think growing old gracefully means accepting what it means to get older, and trying to do the best you can with that, as your body changes and life changes with you. All right, well, I'm almost at the vet. Thanks for joining me on the drive here, and hopefully the video wasn't too shaky, but tough luck if it is. I'm not redoing this video. Are you ready for your vet appointment today? Penny's first. All right, your turn, Pen.